What's up, everybody? This is a camshaft adjustment valve out of a 2007 Audi Q7 3.6 motor. 3.6 is in a lot of different Audis. This one had a p0017 generic code and a 00011 Audi code. What happened? This plastic, looks like a plastic or composite valve in there, and it hangs up in the bore, sticks, whatever. One way to check if you have a new valve is to put an Allen key in, put a piece of tape to mark it, put it in the new valve, and then chances are you're going to be off by a few millimeters compared to the other one. If you don't have the new valve, it's another way to check it. It's kind of hard to see using my phone, but let's see if I can make this happen. You just barely see that light passing through the valve right there, which means there's oil coming through there. And oil's passing through that when it's closed. It's advancing the cam, going, the oil pressure's going right to the phaser, the cam adjuster, whatever you want to call it, and advancing cam causing misfires. I had this one, the timing chain was making noise, I'm assuming because all the oil getting bled off from this valve at idle doesn't have the volume to keep that chain tight. This was for the exhaust cam, the codes I had. If you have the codes for the intake, it's probably the same thing. I replaced both of these just because you have to take the intake off, valve cover, and the rear timing cover off. Inject the one injector rail. It's kind of a pain in the ass to do. The valves come out pretty hard, and when you put them back in, what was easiest for me is I just put it in pretty snug, and it didn't go in all the way, so I let it sit. You kind of form these seals. Just let it sit for a little while, and eventually got it in. I wouldn't put the bolts in and try to draw it in because the bolts are really small. You probably strip out the head, the threads, and probably bend this or bend that if you did that. You just really got to get it in carefully. Don't break it. They're $320 a valve, but I would definitely do both because chances are if this one's bad, other one's not going to be lasting too much longer. Yeah, got rid of the timing chain noise, got rid of the misfires. These are direct injection motors. Every direct injected motor I've seen, the intake valve's always really carboned up because you don't have the injector for the valve, cleaning the valve off. So chances are they're probably really dirty. It's kind of hard to really clean them, but I just take like some carb cleaner with obviously the valves closed, and I was able to scrub the 3 cylinders down pretty good, and then the ones that are farther away you can't really get down there, so I ran some we got a fogger kit that we ran through the intake, ran a couple cans through, and because that'll cause misfires too, but you won't necessarily get a can code like this. But yeah, it's just watch out for that because a lot of people will probably replace the timing chain and tensioner and the guides, put it together, and have the same problem because it didn't need any of that and it was just a valve. So hopefully this video helps you out. I couldn't find any information on any of the codes that I had for this, so it was kind of a shot in the dark. Made a few phone calls, talked to a guy that had a similar problem, and figured I'd share the experience with everybody else. See if someone else saw the hassle of doing all that work. If you have any questions, just leave a comment. Thanks.